Well, hello, and welcome to another episode of the Ground Podcast. This is a really exciting one because I get to interview a friend of mine I've made here in Bend named Andrew Belinsky. Andrew is focused on music and events, particularly fundraisers, and doing those in a unique way for businesses to make sure that the audience stays engaged and that there's excitement around the generous spirit that starts to arise when we all are gathered around a common goal, a common cause. It's very exciting, and I can't wait for you to hear more from him. Before we jump into the interview, just another reminder that to get the most out of the Ground Podcast, you are going to want to subscribe to us on Substack. If you don't have the Substack app yet, it's different than your regular social media channels like Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube because it has yet to succumb to those old algorithms we're all used to. Experiencing Substack is a fresh experience of experiencing authors and content creators who are really just more directly interacting with their audiences. It's really a sweet space, so we would encourage you to gather with us and join with us over there and consider becoming a paid member. Consider becoming a subscriber that way because within 6 weeks of us getting to 50 founding members, we are going to organize a retreat for conscious entrepreneurs like you that's invite only for subscribers to the Substack. So please jump on the Substack, check it out. And one more note before we get into this interview with my friend Andrew about music and about just the reconnection of the village dynamic that we desperately need in today's times. Let's also talk about podcasting and this media type because I think it's important for you to understand if you are a company, an existing company that's looking to get your social media creation streamlined, I want to sell to you what's so incredible about podcasting specifically. You don't have to have a long form podcast to benefit from or to use this interview style format that, let's be honest, so many people stop when they see it in their feed, right? And you included. I'm sure when you're scrolling, you're going to stop sometimes at that crazy AI generated stuff. You're going to stop at crazy world events, but you're also going to stop when you see a microphone and when you see two people talking about a subject that you're also passionate about. If we do this content for you, all you have to do is show up. We'll set up on site, on location. We'll do all of the heavy lifting. So all you have to do is talk for say an hour to 2 hours. And for every 90-minute session, we get an average of 2 weeks worth of social media content that we can drip out to everywhere, including a blog, including YouTube long form, short form, TikTok, Instagram, all of it, all kinds of reels. It's an amazing all-you-can-eat buffet of content that we are able to mine from one video podcasting session. So if you can get into the discipline of podcasting once or twice a month, you'll be so shocked and pleasantly surprised at how much content we can create from that and how much of the load of social media content creation we can take off of your plate. That does it for that section. Thank you so much for listening. And here comes a fascinating interview with a very cool guy, my friend, Andrew Belinsky.
How's my hair?
Andrew Belinsky, your hair looks fantastic.
Does it?
It does.
Thank you.
Welcome to the show, Andrew.
I'm trying on like the dad business cut. You know, for a while I was doing like a faux hawk and I just felt like I grew out of that.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The clients like the dad look, you know?
Do that.
I think it depends on the client, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
With what you do, I don't know. We can talk about that.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
In the context of haircuts, I like that.
I mean, especially with this one.
Hey.
Yeah, there's nothing to think about there. Nothing whatsoever.
I envy you.
Yeah, I envy you back, brother. I am so grateful to be in your space today because I love where you live out here. I mean, you got like a really sweet setup. You got like a studio. You got a homestead. We were jamming the other night out here. It's a really cool spot. So thanks for letting us shoot here today.
Thank you for coming here. It's more space than an individual can tend and fill. So it's nice to have you come out here with your guitar and your equipment and your lighting and stuff and fill the space with good work.
Yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been really fun jamming especially. I haven't gotten to play much since I moved here. So that's been really fun. I really appreciate you giving me that opportunity.
Dude, you showed up.
Hey, you know.
You showed up with a lot of pedal boards too, which you play nice, but the fact that you have such a pedal board, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, we can go into some dreamscapes with that bad boy. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm into. I think just to kind of lay the groundwork for a really cool conversation today would be good for everyone to just hear what you're into, what kind of stuff you're doing. Music, obviously. And I know that plays into some of the vision you've got right now, but like, what are you up to these days?
Yeah. Short answer to that is a lot, maybe too much, and just the right balance of dadding, of entrepreneurship, of building community here in this town, making music, and tending this land here in Deschutes River Woods in Bend, Oregon, and learning how to find time to do things that I love on my own,
Yeah.
spending as much time as in nature as possible, and enjoying all the beauty that Central Oregon has to offer. It's summertime, skies are clear. This is kind of rare.
Yeah.
So I definitely have been spending a lot of time in the water, the rivers, the lakes, biking as much as possible.
Yeah.
And participating in our beautiful music scene.
And it's impossible for me not to notice that you have some experience in video editing and such things as this. This is kind of like you covered the fun and the what you actually do to live.
Yeah.
But then there's the living side.
Yeah.
And I know you do a little bit there too. What are you into when it comes to that?
Yeah. I got into video through music. Music video production and scoring. I grew up and kind of got my start in Southern California. So just spending time getting gigs up in the Hollywood area. I'm from San Diego. Cool. And just happened to have a few friends that were in that world, and got to help a friend make a feature film.
Oh, wow.
And got to help him with his screening events. And so the Hollywood and the music videos, the audio and the visuals, they go hand in hand, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we need both of those to share the cool stuff that we're up to.
Yeah.
Video, it's been interesting for me. I had this situation almost 5 years ago now where I had a very thriving coaching business working with men specifically, retreats, one-on-one coaching and online programs. And I got my social media accounts hacked and stolen.
Oh my God.
Yep. And basically got my 19 years of social capital just kind of yanked out from under me.
Unbelievable, man.
Happens a lot. I come to learn. I've met a lot of people as I've gone through that business trauma that have gone through similar things.
Wow.
And there's a whole wasteland and graveyard of old influencer profiles out there that just are unretrievable. God. So that kind of dealt me a blow that I've been kind of picking up the pieces from since. That gave me the opportunity to reinvent myself. I dove more into the video side of things, specifically more on the sales and marketing front for real estate and corporate videos, essentially.
Yeah.
And so it's been a little bit more of a professional corporate grind for me as far as what it's looked like in my relationship to video. And that's beginning to shift as well as the world economy and industry with artificial intelligence is shifting a lot.
Yeah.
So that's my long answer. If I condense that, I'm in a phase of reimagination in my relationship to music and video, and how to make a living with that and how to make an impact with that.
Yeah, no, that's beautiful. I feel that so much because there's kind of an interesting struggle right now when it comes to AI, because obviously it's coming in hot. It's bringing a lot of people to their knees in terms of like video creation. People that have been making effects and computer generated graphics and images and motion, they're scared for their jobs right now. But at the same time, I don't know if you knew this, Apple just released a paper called The Illusion of Thinking. And they haven't actually released an AI product yet because they haven't been able to perfect it. They have a lot of pride in their products, and they don't see AI at a point yet where it is problem solving at the degree that they're willing to deploy their own products. So it's weird. It's like there's hope right now. Like we can still work, but as a creative, I feel that. I just feel that so much. I mean, it hits at this identity center of what I do. But I will say this. We met at a music venue, live music.
Mm-hmm.
Live music is something that I don't see ever being replaced by AI. So there's kind of this coming home that I'm doing as well in my own identity to music. Meeting you at a music venue, I think it was at Commonwealth Pub. Yeah, that was so beautiful and so aligned in so many ways. And we hit it off immediately. What kind of stuff are you doing with music right now? And how do you see that playing into the future for you?
Yeah, I'm really glad that you mentioned about the force of live music as something that is irreplaceable. And there are so many movers and shakers in that space, especially here in Central Oregon, in Bend. For our small town, we have such a robust music community here.
Yeah.
So there is something extra potent about the music scene and the potential for that to sustainably support the musicians in this town and to be a space of co-weaving for community. It almost feels like too soon for me to be sitting down with you and having this conversation with you, classic entrepreneur mindset, right? Like not ready, right?
It's better than perfect, done's better than perfect.
That's right. But, and so not only am I here to share and to speak, but I'm listening to you. And I hear that, you're anchoring into the power of live music. And yeah, it was really cool meeting you there. I think we met outside of Ale Apothecary. You were sitting out there with your family next to Lucky Woodsman.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. I walked by and I just was like, I was in a good mood that afternoon. And I could feel that from you. And I could feel the light from your family. Just like
ditto, man.
Yeah. And we were drinking the best stuff and eating the best stuff too. Whatever reason, there was some synergy there. We walked over to the Commonwealth and the Cutmen were playing, right?
Yeah, my God, man. My God. That was tight music.
That is tight music, man. I mean, that is funky. And they really, truly, to me, embody the musical family.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
They've got men, they've got women, they've got elders, and then they're honoring the elders who have passed down these songs, right? Yeah. They're playing like West Coast hip hop standards, they're playing jazz standards, funk standards, and anytime the Cutmen play, the people show up. Yeah. And the Cutmen, they made their name after the guy who cleans up your cuts in the boxing ring. And it was the idea that I heard is that it's kind of like our music will help the cuts and bruises that you have when you come home from work. So they're kind of like a working class person's band.
That's rad.
Which is rare here in Bend, And any musician in Bend is working class, 100%.
100%.
But so there's this humility, there's this community, and then the space of the Commonwealth itself is very conducive to coming together, playing games, drinking together, and then the way that it's oriented in the summer, especially with the doors open and free music, it's a watering hole for thirsty creatives and lonely people.
Man, I'm from Atlanta, and Atlanta is a music town. I mean, I've heard some of the best music. I mean, like right up there with anything I heard in Atlanta for free, a block away from my house, just sitting there having a beer. It's been unbelievable. The culture around music here, I can't believe how well nurtured it is. It's been really cool to see that.
Yeah. your podcast here, your show is about consciousness and conscious business and that sort of thing. And part of my path with claiming I'm conscious is being aware of the context in which I'm living, in which I'm operating business,
Yeah.
and being aware of the effect that my work, my behavior, my words has in a community, in my family, in my band, in with my business partners. And so like coming here to Bend, which is such a, it's called Bend because it's the river bend where the logs would get caught up
Mm.
at the mill,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it's very much like a portal of where people, places, and things come and gather.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been very fortunate to get to know indigenous elders from this land.
Oh, wow.
And I do my best to listen as much as I can to them and show up and be present and support any sort of indigenous cultures here,
Yeah.
which are very hard to find.
Yeah.
They're either, up in Warm Springs or down in Klamath typically. And this elder, he has helped me see that Bend and the Deschutes River and this whole Central Oregon has traditionally been a meeting place. It has been a gathering point for the peoples from the mountains, the peoples from the east, the Wasco, the Paiute, the Warm Springs, the Klamath tribes. They've used this space, this little basin, so to speak, as a gathering point, as a trading spot, as as a place for ceremony.
Mm.
They've gathered here for thousands of years as a place for ceremony and ritual, sharing, healing. And so that is the context in which me, a Californian, has come here. And so I like to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
And as someone who works in music, I think it's important to understand that that's how we pray in this culture.
Yeah.
And that's our modern day way of coming together, gathering. We don't really trade like we used to, but we do exchange money, and we do exchange ideas and exchange energy together. And so, and one really cool thing that this Native American Klamath tribal elder taught me was that people didn't live here traditionally.
Mm.
And he says it in a funny way. He says, because it's too beautiful.
Oh, wow.
And that really struck me. It's like, okay, that makes sense to me why Central Oregon is how it is. A lot of moving and shaking, and quickly get up the mountain as fast as you can, get down the mountain, grab the beer, grab the weed, fly, take the shuttle, float. There's just this like swirling, it's almost dizzying energy for such a small town.
Yeah.
And the tourism, of course, as well. But I like to keep that in mind when I'm thinking about music, and bringing that level of sacredness into these venues. And I think that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
In what I'm building is I'm listening, and when I listen, I hear that there are people that the fans are craving something more intentional. They're craving something more substantial. They're craving something that breaks down that boundary between entertainer and audience. They're craving that ancient way of coming into communion as a community. So I'm one of these bridges within our community that are experimenting and exploring how we can do that in a good way.
That's so great, because it reframes it as like a community practice of where the village has kind of been taken away from us in so many ways. This is a way that we kind of feel that echo. And I think that's what's so magnetic about it. What makes people want to gather around. It is a sacred thing. It is a prayer together. It's a universal language. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so speaking of that side of things, you're right. The podcast is about conscious business, and it is about trying to sort of unite two principles that seem somewhat juxtaposed so often in our society and the way that we conduct ourselves as human beings. capitalism, the way that we know it right now, makes us feel like there's some kind of exploitative thing that's got to happen for us to get a leg up, for us to win. But what we're trying to do is get to the point where we see that differently and reframe that into like a win-win, you know, that the businesses that we're involved with, or the way that we stimulate the economy, the way that we look at the marketplace or reframe demand, those can be done in a way that is conscious of our future and conscious of our connection to one another. So I know this describes you, this moniker, being in conscious business, being a conscious entrepreneur. Tell me about how you see this playing out with the endeavors you're into right now.
Well, for one, my mission and my vision with what I'm creating with BeLove Benefits is to, like I said, bridge the music scene with intentionality and purpose. And what that is looking like for me right now, as I'm still figuring out exactly what this looks like.
Yeah, aren't we all? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I've been doing this work for over 20 years with a number of ways, but I haven't done it with as much experience and wisdom as I have now. And I'm doing it now with more business acumen and understanding. So I have an opportunity right now, just like we all do, to make something sustainable. And so that is requiring of me a certain level of resiliency and a certain pacing that is slower than I've built in the past. In the past, I get that hit, that inspiration, and I just I disappear for a few weeks, come out with the business plan, launch.
Yeah.
And so I'm doing things slower now, and I'm really listening. And basically, my spectrum, my pendulum is swinging between, let's tune in with kind of the venues and the festivals and kind of the more traditional music spaces that we're familiar with, and see who's willing to experiment and see who's willing to explore.
Yeah.
What are the venues? What are the scenes that would be open to having an altar in their space? What are the scenes and the venues that would be open to me bringing my 26 song songbook and having there be more interface between the audience and the stage? Which are the venues that would be open to all ages shows? Which are the venues that would be open to more curated containers that are alternative to your typical venue? Which are the venues that are open to alcohol-free nights?
Mm-hmm.
So on one hand, I'm exploring that space. How can we bring more consciousness into the music scene? And there are some beautiful spaces where that is already happening that I'm taking notes from. Ecstatic dance, sober, intentional, barefoot, nonverbal dance space weekly. That's an anchor in this community. And there are all sorts of musicians that are crossing over. Pete Kartsunas coming in with DJ PK, Heaven Zest of Indubious coming in, and then there's this whole, I lead the Ecstatic Dance live band, and to see who are the musicians, who are the artists that are willing to experiment there.
Yeah.
Kirtan. If you're unfamiliar with Kirtan, you might want to, Kirtan, you might want to just open your mind to that. These are more sacred music making spaces that sometimes happen in circles. The musicians sit on the ground. You get right up to them. They pass around shakers. You sing in ancient languages. A lot of call and response. Some of the festivals are breaking the mold a little bit. There's the Conscious Growth Convergence, which is happening in Dexter, Oregon, in October. Almost every one of their stages has a fire pit. Almost every one of their altars has a space for music making. They're bridging. So it's happening. and I'm drawing inspiration, and I'm taking notes. Oh, song circles. This whole idea of circles in general, like, was so foreign to me 10 years ago, and foreign to like probably 95% of the world. Like, wait, circles? What do you mean circles? Like, sitting in a circle. Like, it's crazy how few people have any experience with that. And that's just how we've done things for tens of thousands of years. So song circles, like in town, we've got Voices Rising, which is Kira's song circle, which is I get hired to bring my drum to that. It's the funnest gig. And these are ancient technologies adapted for modern times of using songs, using music in a prayerful way.
Yeah.
Ian Carrick also has Open Hub. And then some musicians like Fitzy, he's very much about the call and response. Musicians like Flo Zeta, Lisa Light, sound healing, another bridge, right? Between the traditional music space and, something more energetic, something more spiritual.
Yeah.
Lisa was holding crystal bowl and didgeridoo events at Unity Church for quite some time.
Yeah.
So that's the music scene. That's how we're starting to shift and move things up and get out of the Piscean age and into the Aquarian age and just get there and restore music to its former glory of healing modality, of international language, where we all can come together and heal and experience peace and love. And, obviously, if you go to Hayden Homes Amphitheater and you go to the right show, you will also experience that collective effervescence. And I experienced that firsthand on a number of levels with Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yo, those guys were just fully emitting love and the frequency of peace and connection. The Wooten brothers, when I saw them at Volcanic Theater Pub, they were preaching peace. They were preaching, it was like church.
Oh, yeah.
So it's happening.
Yeah.
And the majority of the shows that I go to are still pretty unconscious.
That's deep, because I love it when I see a band take an opportunity to just use their pedestal to speak to goodness, compassion, love, peace. And I would call that conscious business as well. Absolutely. It's funny. Like, I project my own thing onto, we're talking about coming home to music. Like, part of my history as a musician was seeing how difficult it was to support a family on that income, so it's really interesting and hopeful to me to think about being able to like renew, or being able to, I don't know, sort of rebirth the musical part of myself, and for that to maybe become a thriving part of my life again. And I'm so encouraged by people like you who are doing this, and I'm so glad to be connected to people like you. You talked about BeLove Benefits. How do you see that playing out in the community? What kind of things are you doing through BeLove Benefits?
Yeah, so I mentioned about how I'm a part of the disruptors in the music scene, and testing out some new ways of using our venues. Commonwealth has been game. Ale Apothecary has been game.
Cool.
Volcanic Theater Pub has been game. Hanai on the east side has been game. And High Desert Music Hall, which I'll talk a little bit about what I've got coming up with them. I recognize, same like you, I'm a father. I've got a 7-year-old daughter, and I just went through a divorce last year, so there's extra financial responsibilities that I'm facing right now. And so I, as much as I want to just start booking a bunch of shows and playing a bunch of gigs, I recognize that there's something a little bit more mature. I'm going to take that back, because I respect any of the musicians and artists who are going full time as performers. And I think that that's you have to be very mature in order to hold that down, for sure.
For sure.
I guess I've never been a typical musician in that I did my time in a cover band. I did my time as a signed touring musician in a 2-piece electronic duo. toured the country, I've toured the world, and but I've always been a little bit different in the way that I approach music. I'm that musician that pretty much every show I get off of the stage and go down into the audience. I'm that musician that loves to bring people on stage as well, to dance and to move and to groove. A lot of guest music. I like to bring guests on stage, and it is a risk.
Yeah.
Because I'm grateful for all of the grace that all of the audiences and venues that I performed at before have given me as I've been experimenting and exploring kind of alternative show styles and messing with the venue dynamics, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
So because of the cards that life has dealt me over these last 5 years, and the fact that I have really spent some time in the corporate space over these last 5 years and worked a desk job and did the cold calls and worked the numbers, it's tuned me into a next level of professionalism within my own business abilities. And so I'm seeing how I have a unique role to play. And as much as I'd love to be up there just like busting out Prince and Talking Heads and America covers, and getting us all singing together, which is really a deep, deep passion of mine, or going way out there with you, on our psychedelic, 20-minute long songs.
Being polyamorous.
We're so polyamorous.
Yeah.
As much as that is something that lights me up, I do recognize that I can be of most service to this community by being more active in the culture building, in the space holding, building new business models that are equitable and reciprocal to musicians, and being a mover and a shaker in the music industry of Central Oregon. So I have a lot of ideas. I'm an Aquarius. I don't know if that means anything. Maybe I'm just way out there and I love ideas. I'm not sure, but I have some really out of the box musical businesses that I've run in the past. From shamanic studio sessions that are 4 hours and come with a month-long kind of like a coaching container before and after that gear itself towards or that market toward non-musicians. That's something that I've done. I have an Airbnb experience that I run. I have 2 different Airbnb experiences that I run here in town. One that is nature-based music making, and one that is an experience in the studio. I've got a studio. My living room is a studio. Yeah, and looks out out into the forest here, into Shoots River Woods. I also love curating unique and intimate music events that are more intentional than your typical venue. So that's looked like using my land for day-long music events. That's looked like last year I led a men's only music weekend retreat where we did deep inner healing work and then wrote songs together on the Sunday and produced them here in this space and made 4 beautiful songs.
Cool.
And so I've been like testing out some different models of what I think is impactful and could support my family. And I came to the realization kind of that you did, that events are the way to go.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. We're not going to be replicated by AI in any sense, really. Well, in some senses probably, but and this kind of, I've been like exploring how to create a new business right at the same time what's happening in our country and all of the funding that's been being pulled from nonprofits. Quite a few of my friends work in the NGO nonprofit world, and it just became and this one really cool thing happened, which is my daughter's school asked me to come be the auctioneer for their art fundraiser
So
at Hanai.
fascinating, dude. That's so cool.
It happened like it couldn't have been more magical timing for me. Come on in, be the auctioneer, help us fundraise for our school. Here's the musician you're going to be working with, a friend of mine, Julianne Jules, JJ, I think she calls herself. Here's the video that we're going to show about our kids to pull some heartstrings and open up the generosity flow.
Yeah.
Here's the microphone, be the auctioneer. And it was just like, all the things I love. And I crushed it.
Yeah.
It was like a serious homecoming for me. And so
right.
that gave me the idea for BeLove Benefits, which is music-driven fundraising events for nonprofits who are looking for all sorts of new, fun, and innovative ways to bring funds in.
Yeah.
Other startups and schools. And so I have been in the innovation phase with that business. And just these last couple weeks, I've been testing out some cool, fun, low pressure raffling technologies. And then I have an event coming up with my first nonprofit partner that's really game to try something new.
Cool.
That's happening 8/28 at High Desert Music Hall, supporting Mountain Star Family Relief Nursery. So, yeah, that's the other side. So playing in the more traditional music space and now playing over here in more of the nonprofit fundraising space and seeing how music-driven events can bring more intention into the music spaces and bring more creativity and community and scene building into the nonprofit space, mostly nonprofit. Right, so that's BeLove Benefits. Right now, BeLove Benefits is the wide swath of what is possible.
Yeah.
Belinsky is my artist name. Sometimes it's just bringing me into your existing event. I have some organizations that I'm working with that are like, we've got this conference with panels. It's very vanilla. It's very dry. And we're not able to keep people around very well for the happy hour afterwards. Can you bring music to that? So that would be like a very easy plug-in for me. Or what I'm doing on 8/28, which is like, basically I'm creating a festival, a music festival for this organization. And then there's all sorts of fun things in the middle. Weddings. Today I'm being brought into the Haven co-working space to it's like playing music, but it's never only just playing music with me. It's like, I'll come play music and I'm going to be passing around the songbook and taking requests, and I'm going to have drums there for the kids. Yeah. And I'm going to call my 4 friends that all play music and see who wants to show up and support. Yeah. So I'm not the guy to hire if you just want background music at your pub. I'm the guy to bring in if you want to see how we can really think outside the box and use music as a tool for building community and for opening hearts and eventually opening pocketbooks as well.
Yeah, funding. For sure. And it's such a good fit for you too, because you have a confidence and a peace to you, but you also have an exuberance, and that's kind of magnetic and contagious, and it works, man. I love this for you, because I couldn't agree more that this is a space that I don't think gets quite enough attention. They just kind of throw boilerplate solutions at these things, and you represent something new and fresh. I think that's really exciting, and it's a good fit.
Thank you for saying that. Get in there. Get in there. Get in there. Don't forget. Don't forget. Man, I've been doing a lot of forgetting this week.
I feel that.
Yeah. And, it's just like to be an entrepreneur, to be a solopreneur, a soulpreneur, now I'm not grinding away, 5 days a week at my desk, but it's a different kind of heavy. It's a different kind of weight and work, and it does require so much of that reminding myself over and over again, this is important work. Don't don't give up, and it's going to take time, especially if for anybody who's building something really truly out of the box and looking to disrupt. There's going to be that refractory period of people not knowing what the heck you're talking about.
Oh, for sure.
What the heck is a fundraiser? What are you doing?
Right.
Why are you doing this? And then you get that. You're going to get that. I'm getting that pushback from both sides. From from the musicians. They're like, some musicians are like, I don't want you to break up my set. with vision work, with mission work. I don't want you to water down my artistry with bidding.
Yeah.
Right. And then on the other end of things, which is like, yo, we're experiencing gala burnout in our organization, but it's kind of working still. And we don't want to disrupt that either.
Yeah.
And so the resistance it's coming from all sides, but the biggest resistance is coming from in here for me. So
that's always it. I will say this too. I think we've suffered some collective traumas together. COVID was not long ago, and AI has been loosed on us, and all the creatives are scattering and wondering what they're going to do. And there's just all kinds of really unprecedented. I'm tired of that word, by the way, unprecedented. That's driving me nuts, but it's true. So we're reeling and trying to adapt to completely brand new realities. I think that it's important for us to remember whenever we imagine something new and we're being courageous in that space, there are going to be people who don't understand it, who don't think it's going to work. I mean, every innovation that's been worth its salt has been misunderstood at some level. Netflix, the last blockbuster is here in Bend, and it's the last one because it's out of business, because it could have purchased Netflix way back in the day, and it didn't. It didn't understand the power of the idea. And I think that sometimes it's a lonely road when you're in that space. You have an idea that's fresh, that's not making sense to a lot of people, and as a solopreneur, it's on you. So it can hit us in this sort of identity center. The forgetting that you talked about can hit us in an identity center where we want to be valued. We want to be seen. The success that's been painted for us by capitalism, as people have lost their imagination for what disrupting all of that looks like. And I think that that's what you represent, and that's what we're trying to represent here on the show. So I'm grateful for you representing that vision to people right now. It's good. It's really good.
It's nice to sit with someone and get that positive reflection, and to talk through the messiness of the vision.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see a path forward. My heart feels a little bit lighter right now, and it's a good reminder. And building a business, it's just a constant zoom out. Got to keep things in perspective, because if I don't, I get totally bogged down. Details with the admin, with the fact that I've only got 4 events booked for the rest of the year, So this is helpful for me. I'm going to keep that in here. I have a role to play. It's going to take time. The disruption at first is going to kick up dust. It's going to create a mess. But that's, like you said, the only real way to truly bring a vision to life and to make an impact and build a new culture around anything.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's why you're on the show, man. Okay, so it's been such a fantastic conversation, and I would love for people to know where they can find you, where can they follow you, keep up with what you're up to.
Absolutely. Yeah. You can go to my website where I have all of my events and, you know, you can learn more about me. BeLoveBenefits.com. That's BeLoveBenefits.com. That's a play on my artist name, which is Belovsky, which is a play on my last name, which is Belinsky. That ends with a Y, by the way.
Oh,
just so you know.
Okay. Yeah,
it's tricky because Belovsky ends with an I. So it's a little bit of it throws people
and
off.
we ski a lot in Bend.
And we ski a lot in Bend.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And if I use the Y, it's like Belinsky. And yeah, it doesn't really hit. So you can follow me on my website, and there's a way there to join my email list as well. You can also follow me on Instagram. I did get back onto the metaverse. It took me a few years, but I'm back, and that's BeLoveBenefits.com, BeLoveBenefits.com. And you can come see me, play with me, jam with me.
Yeah.
Be a part of the philanthropy. Some events coming up. Big one coming up August 28th at the High Desert Music Hall, which has been it's been a hotbed of alternative music options. They are a great partner for this event.
Yeah.
It's kind of grown a lot bigger into something bigger than I thought it would be. And it's now called Oregon Bless Fest. So we're going to kick that off on August 28th, and we are benefiting Mountain Star Family Relief Nursery for that event. They have showed up and are willing to try something new beyond just their wonderful gala and their golf fundraiser. And so thank you to Mountain Star for testing something out with me. I'm going to be trying out some of these new musical raffle technologies, a musical wheel of fortune for fundraising, as well as a golden ticket moment of bidding. And I'm so excited that I have Heaven Zest of Indubious, who's going to be headlining the show. And he is like the ultimate disruptor. That guy, like, we're dreaming up how to make up songs on the spot, and he's already doing this. He's the ultimate like improviser. We're going to make up songs on the spot, and we're going to use those as a way for fundraising. We're going to tie that in with the vision and the mission of Mountain Star Family Relief Nursery, and we're going to bring some real substance to the music. At that event, we're going to have a kids area. We're going to have a kids music showcase. We're going to have Song Circle with Open Hub singing with Ian Carrick. We're going to have a very polygamorous house band that's going to be sitting in and playing with everyone and filling the gaps. We've got Lisa Light and Flo Zeta, who are going to be doing a sound healing and water blessing. We've got Fitzy, who's going to be doing what he does, which is really sparking community through song and singing. And we've got Dr. Howard Lip and Ina V, who will be doing some medicine songs as well. And then we've got Pangea Guild Music Hall, who are serving alcoholic drinks. We've got Source Code Elixir, who are serving non-alcoholic elixir drinks. And we'll have some food trucks as well. Oh, and then this is the night before Reggae Rise Up. And we happen to have a reggae dub-ish headliner. So we're tying in with that community as well, and launching something new here in Central Oregon that I would love to see you all at. Other shows coming up, other events on the horizon. If you'd like to experiment or explore how we can bolster your vision and mission of your company, your organization, your family with intentional, magical musical moments, please reach out to me. Or if you want to just talk and share about how music is a part of your livelihood or your joy, I'm here for conversations and to dream and co-weave together in community.
Amen.
And if you want to just come see me play music, Belovsky is my artist name, and definitely getting this guy right here into the mix. He's a newcomer to our town, but he's already starting to make ripples with the work that he's doing, and he'll shred. And he has some really sweet tones on his guitar as well. So
Thanks,
looking forward to
man.
make music together with you.
Andrew, thank you, man. This has been wonderful. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. We're gonna poly jam together.
Poly Jam.
Let's go.